Hey guys, thanks for coming back for another game. Today we're going to be watching Woe playing 5e as well. But the greatest part about these type of games though is these top level players playing the same div very differently, different styles, different thought processes here. And you're going to see this one is just a knife fight. Back and forth, taking positions, doing trades, just chaotic gameplay. It makes for some really entertaining and some lessons learned. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks. All right, so we're here with Woeisme. He's also playing 5e for this game here. We're going to learn from him against a game against Ernu playing 6e here. Woeisme, please talk to me about what you're thinking here against this matchup.
This matchup is not good for 5e. Griffin would actually totally agree with me because Griffin has been bullying me with 6e for forever and a day. So, um, first of all, you had to think about what's different between them. They're very similar divisions in a lot of ways. 6e obviously has the same recon wheelie boys, the RC cars. Um, they both have Gazelle cannons, they both have Mistrals, a lot of the same airplanes. So you got to think about what's different. What's different is that you get Surblindas in the recon tab, and you got to really use the fact that against their RC cars in the recon tab, you have a lot more punch. Like you one shot them at a lot further ranges than they one shot you.
Interesting.
There's a couple times during this game where that sort of comes into play and also plays against me a little bit because I get a little cocky.
So your tanks are going to be are at the same medium capacity. They're able to one-shot each other at certain ranges.
At max range, neither of them, nothing one shots each other. Um, what I will say is one of the reasons why this matchup is really annoying is that both sides tanks one two shot each other,
Mm.
which makes it very very annoying to trade against 6e because it's better in almost every other way.
And then looking at this map here with your division, what are you thinking is your strong suit? What are you playing for? What do you think is the best spot for you to try and capitalize in this game?
I want to basically abuse the fact that my RC cars are better at the start. So very early on, I bring out the two Surblindas going down the middle. Later, I'll actually bring that right side one over into the middle as well. And what I want to do is prevent him. Is basically if he goes wide, I want to take Delta because Delta is the hardest point to take and also the hardest. It's the hardest point to take back.
And why do you
Uh,
think that is? What's the key part of that?
you have to climb over that hill.
Got
You
it.
have
So that
to
that vision,
climb into the forest. And
got it.
oftentimes, what happens is if you place your infantry right, they'll have to walk into your fire support while your
Mm,
fire support can't do anything.
that
Um,
makes sense.
that being said, my infantry is usually a little more price efficient. Like commandos are better than crap, which is a very funny thing to say. Um, Another thing I didn't mention earlier is the AMX 10Ps are actually one of the things I have that he does not. I actually have a sword of IFV, which is very, very important for fire support here. And at long range, they don't get one shot, which is nice. So they can add a little bit of mass to my mech blobs.
So we're overloading the center here. It's a full commitment to Delta.
Oh, I want that. I want Delta so bad. I'm taking advantage of the fact that all of his units are really low armor. So he has to worry about me putting infantry on the choke points, like over on that right side, like the road through the forest, a little further right there. I could put an infantry on there, and he can't push through it with his recon tanks.
Right.
Um, and that makes it really hard for him to exploit the fact that I'm pushing, I don't know, 1,000 points down Delta, maybe even more.
And so what we're not really concerned about these ticks in the end here. You're obviously very well known as a player that's not worried about ticks that have advantages on you. You're worried about that end game and keeping momentum in your favor. So right now we're not. I'm not seeing a lot of CVs being opened up. We're not worried about getting 2 pointers and spreading CVs across the map here. Is that part of your overall strategy as always?
It's more of a flaw, I'd like to think. Um, if I were really paying attention, and maybe I'll improve on this in the short future. Second and third tick is when I really need to be bringing those CVs out. It's just that usually there's things that seem more pressing when there really are very few things more pressing than getting a 2-pointer.
Right, right. Looking at this opener Nocturno, what are you thinking here? You agree with him that Delta's that key point? What would you do differently here?
Before I say anything, I just want to ask Will again. So you think that 5e against 6e, 5e is the disadvantaged division?
Very much so.
I would actually, on this map in particular, and on the side that you have, I would actually argue the other way around, that 6e has a disadvantage here. And you mentioned one of the main things that I want to touch on earlier is that his tanks have no armor, right? And what you were saying was you wanted to use, your Apilas and your Elrak to against his 3, 4, 5 tanks. But I want to point out that on the plateau, you actually one-shot his tanks and he doesn't one-shot your tanks. So it actually makes it very difficult for him to counter-blob you if you're going to blob down the middle.
Right.
And his infantry isn't significantly better than yours, where he just like outright beats you. You have FRF1s, you have Sapper Flames with the buffed SMGs. And also on this map, it's difficult to utilize the mobility that 6E has with those Gazelle Celtics and his 100 kph tanks. Right? There's only realistically 3, maybe 4 roads that he could go down, and they're all very easy to cover.
Yeah, it's looking like there's a pretty big opener here with these Gazelle cannons like you were just talking about here. Celtics and cannons across the board here. Looking at this, are we feeling pretty strong about our opener against him right now, Will?
Yeah, I mean, he played wide. I was pretty happy about it. There was a Milan too that was bugging me in the middle. You'll see shortly. You'll note that I'm pushing out with the left with the Serblindas, and I make a small mistake here.
Yeah, that hurts.
Those are very expensive. I push up a little bit and then smoke out. Let me see.
Again, we're down. We're on a +2 tick for him. We're not really worried about capping anything yet. What's our first buy here? Looking at everything going on right now.
More infantry, for sure. Maybe some more coverage. A little bit of AA here. But otherwise, a lot of the time the buys will come to me as they
buying a plane first tick.
Yep.
Interesting.
I'm covering the Jaguar cluster.
Ah, smart. The 60 Jaguar cluster is pretty strong. Am I correct in saying?
Yep.
This is one of those tanks that you knew was coming out. Look at that.
First tick, I could guarantee it.
What a lucky interception too. Wow, and you're gonna get out.
Yeah. Well, not guaranteed, but there we go. Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna put a lot of mass together like this, also Brenna survives a Milan too. Good thing to note.
Our CV didn't though. I noticed in all this we missed our CV.
No, it did not. They get targeted first.
Yep, and now -4.
Yep. Pretty well-trod territory for me.
You're comfortable with the pressure.
I don't even look at the score, honestly.
Okay.
Most of the time what happens is that there's 1,500 points on their board, and I hadn't looked a single time yet.
Interesting, okay. So the mindset of being comfortable under pressure and having the position of the game instead of the points of the game. Because at the end of the day, position will get you those points.
Right. It's about trades and map position and getting the high top. Like I get from this fight, I get infantry on basically every single ingress road, and good infantry at that. Chasseurs are quite efficient, especially at double that.
Got it. We see some units trying to flank here, but we got some very well placed Milans to control that push. We've already gotten all the way up, like you said here. So what are we buying? What are we thinking here? Are we trying to get the momentum to the right-hand side? Ooh, that is concerning here. It is snuck past.
Yep, there's a little wheelie boy over there. Almost.
Did we notice that in time?
I did. I noticed it immediately.
Nice.
But so this is an important part right here. I'm fighting him off the hill right here.
Yep.
Which is important. But what I do is I don't push the Brennises up immediately to go kill that RC car. The Brennises that are coming from spawn. I actually pause them And this is something I don't see from newer players enough, is that you can just press the E button uh, and wait. Like a paused unit, yes, is inefficient, but it's much more inefficient to have them get one
Killed.
shot by
Right.
tanks.
Yep. They need to get that vision there first. Very smart.
He should have smoked off, but
At that point, do you think he had even had a chance to smoke off with the RCs in the back
he
and
should have. After the first shot, you almost always smoke. Just a
Okay.
mild miss micro. It's hard to do in the moment, though.
Of course.
Right now, I'm focused on
Trying to probe some
preserving the
lines here,
hill.
maybe? Okay.
That was a miss micro. I did not mean to put. I meant to push into and kill a Sapper Splom. And then I did that, and then they kept going. Right now, I'm focusing on securing golf because he has a couple. He has a pair of is crap coming up,
Okay.
which is going to be important to kill.
Right. Now Milan took out the other flanking unit over here.
That was a
When it
gap.
comes to all of its valley, but
Yeah, Milan 2 is 50% accurate. Yes. So here's the deal about 6E. Oftentimes when people have these Celtics, they forget to buy AA, and I'm relying on that.
did we get that kill there? We did. That double
Yep.
volley, keeping them
Baited
in
him to shoot.
pairs. Is that the most efficient way you think of using tanks in these nature? It's always keeping them in the pairs?
It depends on the situation. When I'm pushing against aggressive enemies, absolutely. I do that with medium tanks as well. Because cohesion is such a absolute bastard in this game.
Right.
If you lose it, it's gone basically for the rest of the fight. Like obviously you might be able to get it back on like tactical time periods, but in this kind of time frame, you won't get it back. You'll just lose both units, or you'll lose the unit. So you have to have you have to have basically a battle buddy, and what that'll do is it'll allow like retribution to preserve the unit.
Okay.
Now, he overextends these units over here, and I'm basically allowed to get some free movement on these Gazelle cannons.
Yeah, like you were talking about earlier, this fire support that you have over him is looking to be quite efficient.
Yes.
What are we thinking now, trying to looking at this game right now? Is he looking as strong as it looks to me, or are we seeing something that maybe I'm missing here?
I think it's a pretty convincing position. He like has really strong control of the middle plateau, which is the 2-pointer, and then he has control of that valley in between the two plateaux, which he can put a recon in to control that little divot that people like to hide CVs in on the left side for 6E side. And from there he can also like make good attacks into Alpha. His Sublinde is like pushing into Charlie, so I think that's also some good probes. And then killing these crap on the side is really good value out of the Gazelle cannons. So if I had to guess, the trades is pretty positive for Woe.
What would be the next place you'd be attacking right now, Nocturna?
Probably Echo after the double crap I think that died. It's like a crap in an infantry squad. I'm not too sure what he lost there, but it was at least like 2 craps, so there shouldn't be much there. And the Gazelle cannon's getting some okay recon in, and you can see there's like 1 squad, and that's about it.
Yeah, this RC Sublime here surviving pretty good. So what's end up being your plan here? Well, what's the next strategy? Where do you end up pushing? What do you think is the best spot for you right now?
I'm looking at Charlie right now.
You're looking at Charlie. You're going deep. Interesting.
Yep. So I'm committed. I know he doesn't have AA over there, so watch this commando on the left.
Yeah, he knows this hill. Air Noob is not a bad player. He knows this hill is quite important, and he's fighting for it.
Right. I noticed that. I just know that he doesn't have AA, so I push it all the way up into Charlie directly. Which is not. This is a pretty hard decision to make. But I just noticed that my plane isn't really getting hit. There's no Celtics over there. The Duress gets a little bit of a lick in, but
Not enough to kill you.
not enough to kill.
Yeah, I see these commanders are put up on these roads, covering these sectors. We're still holding the hill pretty strong. We don't get out there, a little unlucky.
Yeah, I was basically I threw that plane at him just in case he was going for the commando squad
Commandos.
and the
More important
helicopter.
to control the ground.
Oh, for sure. That's a really nasty spot.
What makes it so nasty?
Just like you just have to dig it out with infantry. You're
Mm,
not beating out commandos with the tanks he has at least, and he doesn't really have any IFVs. So if you don't have any infantry over there, which I doubt he does, you have to wait. And basically that Brennus or that commando holds that whole fucking area.
right. Yeah, we've stopped the tick already. That 720 point. Looked great in the beginning, but right now it looks like Woe is going to definitely turn this back. Looking at these trades recently, as well as we also saw that RC take out the anti-air on the Alpha. So now we're doing another commando drop into Alpha.
Yeah. I know a lot of people don't like bringing the commandos in the helicopter, but I think that 5e creates a lot of gaps that commandos can sneak through. Happens in a lot of my games on 5e.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people using a difference of units here. You usually see them either all on the ground or all on land, with maybe one of those air units, especially for us average players. We never really think ahead of these gaps that you create, just like you said. It's a very interesting point.
All right, he brings out 3 helicopters. I bring out 3 fighters because one of the things I do not want to get or want to have happen this game is to get air spammed.
6E's quite strong with that. What are we afraid of with 6E there?
Just clusters, seeds. 5e doesn't really have any good, like the infrared missiles aren't very good, and relying on Mistrals to kill planes is like it's all right, but
Unlucky.
not ideal. Yeah, the Milan 2, 50% accuracy. I get reminded daily.
Looking at this note now, Nocturna, I get the mindset with Echo. That's where I was thinking as well, but with this different mindset from Woe here, what are you thinking?
I mean, it worked out pretty well. I think the helicopters were a bit of a waste. He should have just spent that money on a bomber and kill that commando like instantly. But
Interesting.
but hey, I mean, this is a super strong position. That you can't really lose from this. It's gonna take him a little bit. You mean, Will lose his zone probably within 5 minutes, but within those 5 minutes, it should be really easy to take the 2 adjacent zones to the middle zones,
That would be true
and
if I
then
didn't mismicro this Brennus.
well, I mean, it
Unlucky.
happens, but
Yeah.
regardless, there shouldn't be much in Echo or Alpha, especially because the road to Alpha is completely cut off, and you have the commandos on the plateau. So, I mean, regardless, you're gonna get a strong tick out of this because you're gonna get 2 zones out of that back zone.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I'd be a little concerned with it just because of how close the spawn point is in. For Woe having the idea to push here, it's definitely causing a lot of delay and a lot of investment here too. So it's quite smart and unique. I wouldn't have thought of that.
And here's something that was annoying me this whole game is he does these he pushes the Vabs up in random spots trying to fish to kill the rollings. Now I luckily had a chasseur that was just sitting there. Also, if you have fighters that are just sitting, you might as well strafe with them.
Right. They're not using their missiles to keep part of that anti-air.
No.
Yeah, so it's looking like that crap probably is the only thing left in Alpha. I didn't notice. Did we? I don't think we got rid of the tank yet. I see the screening force here of the helicopters.
I think I killed it earlier. I don't recall though. I think it's that little smoke.
Yeah, it's right here. Interesting. Nice. And the fight. Do we get the trades on the fighters?
His fighters notably have much better ECM than mine, or 40% ECM.
Yeah.
So you really have to approach those 2000s in number, or you're gonna get ruined. So this is another time where he tried pushing without having AA,
Okay.
where he had momentum coming off of Charlie through the valley, and I was able to at least delay him using the Gazelle Hots.
Yeah, you're really controlling the ground here. You did buy some anti-air planes, but I mean, We're not bombing. We're not doing strafing runs. We're not doing those big expensive buys for cheap infantry units. We're doing a push with a fire support because that's what you know you have above him. It's very,
Right.
very interesting mindset. I definitely would have bought at least 1 or 2 bombers by now. I couldn't even imagine playing this far without buying a bomber. So it's quite smart. Now look at these fights with these chats.
I only.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have the Mirage 5 cluster, but there's no I don't think the Jaguar HE is really like after this game I thought about putting the Jaguar HE in my deck, but it's just like this deck has been nerfed in AP slots so bad that I would have to unvet my AMX 30s in order to bring it. It's a very funny thing, but yeah, that's painful.
Yeah,
painful loss right there. Which I could do. But I don't know. I don't think you really should be investing that much into air in this game unless it's specifically for this purpose right here. That is killing enemy planes.
wow, what a... These rolling threes. I think rolling threes are a sleeper. Am I crazy here, guys? Or is rolling threes one of those sleeper units that are just so good? 60% accuracy. And they have smoke. That is just absolutely insane.
I think they've just been power crept a bit. They used to be really solid for 5th Panzer and 5e for that matter. But a lot of the meta divisions in this game have high altitude bombers, and rolling threes just don't have the range to really punish those very much.
Interesting.
Unless they're in perfect positions.
I didn't know that. Okay. So rolling 3, that's one of the weaknesses is for those high altitude bombers. That is good to know. So now we're at a +2. We're definitely ticking our way. We've definitely got control. We're thinking he's probably not going to even push Alpha looking at this buys he's doing so far. Looks like he's strictly trying to hold on to that Echo and maybe try and climb up that hill. What are you thinking he's trying to do right now?
I think he's focusing on preventing me from taking that right side, and then secondarily, I think I would probably hazard a guess, even if as I obviously know I obviously know what happens, but he has units on Delta right now already, and I don't have as many as I probably need.
Interesting. So you probably would have thought you needed to support that more?
Yes.
What are you thinking now, Turner? What are you looking at this game right now? Are we still pretty solidified in this win here, or do you think we're lacking some things that we might get surprised with later?
Well, I don't really know where all his units went. I think that's the biggest problem. I think the attack into Charlie didn't get as much value out of it as it really should have gotten.
That one little miss micro the tank.
Yeah, and the commandos on the left is about to get eviscerated by 2 helicopters. And I also have another question for actually. Is there a reason why you fast move your AMX 30s who don't have stabilizers?
Where was I fast moving them?
Like throughout the whole game. Like those 2 tanks that just went up the plateau was fast passed from the valley. Like they're literally fast path right now.
I do fast hunt as well.
Right, and the question is like, is there a reason why you would choose one over the other?
Yeah, I don't like I'm a person who recognizes my limitations sometimes, and one of those is I don't pay attention to every unit all at the same time. I don't like when I'm crossing a valley like this. I don't want it to stop. I don't care if it sees anything.
You've got a mindset you need to get the support there, and so you're going to do what it needs to get the supporting.
Yeah, there's like the idea is also.
Ooh, what a shot!
Yeah, Special Forces AT is such a strong combo.
67% accuracy, 15 pen. That's beautiful.
The aim time too. It's gross.
That's another factor I don't take into play as an average player. I never take into factor the aim time. I do understand the tank battles mostly, but I never take into effect with infantry as much.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
It just feels crisper is all it is. It's not necessarily that important in infantry fighting. It just makes it feel a lot crisper and a lot easier to use. A lot more microable if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Yeah, this commando is holding the Alamo up there.
Lucky he's in range of the with his rifles. I do see a lot of players, a lot of average players, including myself, when they have these type of commandos and these other units with these later range assault rifles. They think they're firing everything when they see that firing, but they're only firing the LMGs, where that range is a little bit
So
different. Commandos,
that
they
would be
keep the, yeah,
they
yep,
do have the 5.56. That's
yep,
one of the interesting things about the commandos is that they don't have those like well, the Colt commandos that the
yes,
Rangers have.
yep.
So yeah, they fire on all cylinders all the time. It is very
That's
nice.
that is good to know. That's a very big difference between them and the other special forces.
Yes. Another thing is they're cheap. They are underpriced, probably.
Okay.
All things considered, especially compared to 60s special forces, which is a benefit I have in this game, is that mine are like the cost of the commandos and the helicopter is almost the same price as the crap squad and the truck.
Mm. So we're seeing a big push here up the center. Are we reacting to this? What are we thinking here? Are we concerned? We're seeing buying arty here.
Yes, I imagine that it was stalemate a little bit more. I
Okay.
actually forget about the already for a little bit. I don't forget about it for very long, but I bring a cluster out to stun his infantry, which is a very weird thing to do, but that makes a
Yeah.
sort of
I
sense.
mean, there's a punch. There's a bunch of them there. So what do we can do, right? Did it
I think it's
stop?
one down
Oh,
off.
unlucky. See how effective this cluster is against the infantry.
Yeah,
And it dies too. Ooh, that's
yeah,
not
but
enough. We got a good trade.
it the idea for when I buy like sacrificial bombers like that is that
Mm,
the positions he gets from those infantry being unstunned are more valuable than that bomber is to me right now.
okay.
Uh,
Yeah, that Appalachia, we can't really get this AMX in the fight here. That Appalachia was taken out.
yeah, it delayed him by a minute or two, probably, from taking the whole field.
Can we
Lets me
talk
get
about this
my.
here?
Uh, yeah, probably a miss micro if I were to
Right.
guess. He gets my rolling through, which is annoying.
So what are we thinking here? Are we thinking that right now the top middle is looking a little bit rough here?
Yeah, so I've got four chasseurs coming up,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll probably have more infantry on the way pretty soon. One thing I am doing on the middle is I'm pushing a pair of the Dragon Paras and the Brennus, and I'm hunting his AMX 30 or his AMX 10s in the
Mm.
middle. Dragon's obvious, the Paras obviously to spot, and then the Brennus to one shot them because they're all in close range.
Hindsight 2020 here. If you could have, looking back at this game, do you think, like you were saying earlier, that you really think the middle needed a little bit more units to help hold this ground?
Oh, for sure. He was, if there's one thing he was doing really well this game is he was pulling me in different directions. I never felt like any position was comfortable the whole
Mm.
game. Um, like there was always some sort of pressure being applied. Chasing off this Mirage 2000. I think I probably lose another Mirage 3 here.
A little bit of units that are not being used, it seems.
Yes.
Even at the
Um,
highest level, guys, Woe's on the top of the leaderboards. There's always things you can see.
yes. Um, otherwise, oh, I forgot I have two Sapper Flam in that group. The VCIs look the exact same as the AMX 10s.
And we don't have any tank to react to this either.
I do have 750-meter range AT though,
AT,
and he gets a little over aggressive here,
Okay.
and he gets punished. I think he thought that I literally had nothing, which I guess isn't really that weird of a bet. But he runs straight into a Chester. I dump out of the um, dump out. Yeah.
Yeah. A little silly, especially having command there. Be
But
nice to
otherwise,
see this come into play here.
yeah, I know. I think I remember right about now when I see the Milan.
Mm,
But like, I'm actually back in a Charlie, sort of.
yeah.
But the problem is I can't really get an angle on that AMX 10, and I really don't want to. Like, I give it a shot because I didn't see the spot hiss there.
Mm-hmm.
I should have guessed because the Vavrico's there, but I let it eat a front shot.
Look at this, Nocturna. What are you thinking right now?
I mean, it's not over per se. I think the counterattack on the middle was pretty bad, but you know the counterattack of the counterattacker from Woe isn't a super bad idea. He's like somewhat on the plateau. Doesn't look like Ernu has any AMX 10s on the plateau to fight against the AMX 10s and AMX 30s. So as long as Woe doesn't sell his vehicles to Apelas, it should be pretty easy to
Should be
clean up
back in
all the
here.
infantry. Yeah, I think the Brennus and the Dragon Paras for the back zone is probably a little bit too much. I think that's going way too far and a little bit of a waste.
Yeah, we were also talking with Griffin about this new 6 volley of these, making them quite strong, making them quite a powerful unit lately.
I'm not so convinced. They've always been good.
Interesting. Okay.
They have long range. Autoloader means you can split the salvos, or the 6 volley means you can split the salvos. That's unfortunate.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Unlucky.
That's the trouble about playing 5e is your stuff is, well, it's just a little thin.
Little thin. We're seeing a big focus on this middle pace value as well. This big valley here that Nocturne was talking about earlier. Why is this such an important aspect that we're making sure it's covered?
Spreading him out helps me since I'm up on trades. Like him having to cover Charlie so I don't get in again prevents him from reinforcing the right as much as he probably would want to. And he also has to prevent me from fully capturing the middle. So I'm having him commit serious amounts of resources to 3 different directions, basically simultaneously. So, like, yeah, I have the 5 AMX 30s right now, but I split them up pretty soon, I believe. Yeah, the problem is like pushing into those RCs is usually pretty hard, but twos don't really have problems with that.
It's
crazy how long
up here. Get another CV up here. Okay. We're back in here. What are we thinking here, Nocturna? We think we're back in it?
It's looking a little rough on the right, but as long as he doesn't lose the back zone and then he gets that CV into the middle, which he's doing right now, I think it's a fine position for what it's looking like. There's 12 minutes left and he's only down 300 points. And I don't think Aaron Noob has a lot of AMX 10s left, so the AMX 30 should be able to like eat a lot of kills for free.
Yeah, looking at this, if it was my perspective, I'd feel pretty comfortable. How are you feeling right now? Well,
I was a little worried about the tick, because I'm thin on the left. Obviously, I have like, it's just very. Like, actually, I didn't feel good about it until I killed these two. Until I saw that these two were getting messed up. Because at any point I could fumble a couple of these AMX 30s, and suddenly it's a toss-up again.
So we're going to keep the pressure up. We're worried about the tick, and we're keeping pressure up. Holy cow! We're making a move.
Yeah, no, I wanted, like I said, when you have the lead, but you don't have, when you have like a massive trade advantage, you have to use it. And that's to get better positions. Like there's a good chance I lose a lot of points in trades on this left side, but you have to be aggressive.
Interesting. We have got a couple little bit of mindsets here. The other day we were just talking about being able to sit around and just support and build up our defensive. Woe is keeping the mindset of keep going, keeping the pressure up.
Yes, but I think Griffin's quite the good player, so it's very it's more of a different mindset thing.
Right,
I definitely.
Top players all thinking a little bit differently and keeping themselves on the top of the boards using their own strategies. You can do it either way, boys. Do it either way. Do we get a chance here? We don't have any chance of getting this, but he's not making any push here. Very interesting.
He can't really push that RC any further. There's a really, like, he almost gets sniped by this B2.
Wow. That's a very good spot.
Yep.
That's a very good line of sight for everything there.
Oh my god.
This tree line is quite good.
Yes.
Wow.
No, this is the good side of the map, I will say.
Why do we
That's
say that? What makes this the good side?
I actually let Nocturno explain because he's been playing more, but I do know it's the better side.
Now, Turner, please take it away, good sir.
Stuff like for the right, you have those back forests that you can use to launch a counterattack, which is like right in front of the zone.
Okay.
It also makes defending your back zone a lot easier. For the other, on the middle plateau, you have the like back forest that's way out of the
Right.
zone that you can hide in. It's it's kind of hard to visualize without the map, but just take Woe's word for it. There's the better side.
Yeah, it's not like I don't think it's a 60-40 type of difference, but it's definitely a lot.
So looking through this game, what do you think carried you to that victory there? What was the key units you were using there that made you really feel like you were owning 5e and playing well with them?
I don't know if it was any. I don't think there was any hero units really. Like if you scroll through the list, it's not really anything that really stands out. The Chessers did pretty well, but
Was your overall fire combination, fire support
yeah,
and
it was
units their
just
strength?
yeah. 5e is really strong at combined arms. I think it's one of the strongest divisions in the game at that. Um, So on top of its recon rush and obviously the Gazelle cannon rush you could do, it's also good at pushing in the mid game, which is why it's been so good for so long.
Definitely, definitely. As we've seen, two top players playing 5e right now. People are quite happy with this div. Thank you very much for your time. Well,
Yep.
thank you, Nocturne, for joining us. Really great game, as you can tell from top players and some very key differences that keep these people on top. Just play it as you can and learn from their experiences. Thanks for coming by, guys.